We've been talking about kind of Zoombas gone wild, among other things.
What I love when you call it that, Woody, but they're Roombas.
Roombas. I don't have one. I don't have one. Zumba's, of course, the exercise. You would think I would know what they're called, but yeah, Roombas gone wild. I don't know why we don't have one. Risa likes that kind of stuff. But anyway, joining us now, the founder and CEO of Allata. And he deals with folks, kind of walks them through a technology consulting firm who can help you through that. Matt Rosen, welcome to WCOL and Woody in the Wake Up Call.
Hey, good morning, Woody. Thanks so much for having me on the show this morning.
What is going on with all these drunk Roombas around the country?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So Roomba, in their latest software update, pushed something that caused the robots to forget their maps. And so the robot, maps out your house so it doesn't run into things, and apparently these things have been corrupting as a result. The robots are kind of spinning out of control. They can't find their docking station. They look quite drunk. Luckily, I didn't have my automatic software update pushed, so my Roomba's still doing okay. It hasn't been drinking.
Well, what about now that they're able to speak to you? Because I named mine Mr. Hooper, and then now Mr. Hooper has a lady voice.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could change the voice on them. That's pretty fun. But yeah, with this latest update, everyone's got their name for their Roomba. They all seem to have been drinking and spinning out of control.
So, Matt Zuko, what's the fix for this? Because a lot of people are going crazy. Like mine ran twice yesterday inside of about an hour and a half. And just the sound of a sweeper to begin with drives me nuts. So to have it run twice in such a short amount of time, I wanted to throw the thing in the backyard.
Well, the only thing you can really do that I've found is you can reset the device back to its factory settings, and it's supposed to redo the maps and work again. And then iRobot, who's the manufacturer of the Roomba, has said that they are going to be coming out with a new release, but there's nothing public on when that's going to be released just yet. And if you haven't downloaded the latest release, I would recommend that you not do so until an update's out. It's just for the versions, the 7s and the 9 Roombas.
Matt Rosen's the founder and CEO of Allata, joining us here. It's a technology consulting firm that's advised companies on creating digital customer experiences and streamlining internal operations. And Matt, now that more and more people are working from home, there's a new survey out today that talks about attorneys working from home. Say 80% of them aren't going to go back. They don't want to go back to the office. This is a bigger problem now for people that are working from home, isn't it?
It's going to be, with people working from home, people are using a lot more technology around their house. And we've been doing software development for about the last 20 years for companies and really advise them to make sure they really do a good job of testing before they put any new software out into production for mainstream use. And so for those that are home and have a lot of devices, they've got to really make sure they understand what they're installing and why, so that they don't have issues with not just only the Roomba, but with the other smart devices across their home.
Hey, Matt, it's Kayla. Now, I know we're talking about just the Roomba right now, but there are, as you said, so many different smart devices people have now that are acting awry, I guess would be the term. So you have dealt with a lot of companies or people and individuals. What is some of the craziest or maybe the number one story of a smart device gone wrong that you can tell us? Or maybe people are having the same thing going on with theirs?
Yeah, so I can't really speak to the craziest thing, but I can give users just some tips when they are putting in a new smart device within the home. So I've got about 50 different devices across my house, all on a Google Mesh network. And so some of the things I've done to kind of protect my home is I've put all my Internet of Things, all my Nests, all my cameras, all my Alexas and Google Homes, all on their own network. They've got their own little guest network, and then my computer and my phone uses a different network that I have behind the firewall. Also make sure I reset all the passwords. Don't use password or welcome one or anything like that for any of these devices. And I also don't give any of these devices access to my contacts or my calendar or any of those sort of things. And as a result, I've had kind of minimal problems around my home. But I've heard of some crazy things where people will say something and then it'll turn all the thermostats up or off. And so you got to make sure you really understand what you're installing and why before you just let everything connect to your network.
So, Matt, it sounds like you've totally embraced technology. You have no reservation whatsoever. Like even me, a person who loves technology, I'm not completely both feet in.
That is correct. As a technologist owning a consulting firm, I try and be first to the dance with a lot of these different things. It does cause some challenges sometimes, especially for my wife, who's like, how do we use this now? But no, I have adopted a lot of technology across my home, and I just make sure that do some things to protect my computers and my phones and other things like that from all these other devices that are connected to the internet by kind of walling them off in their own area.
Very good. Matt, what's your website if somebody's listening right now and think, hey, he may be able to help us here? How do people get a hold of you at Allata?
Yeah, you can go to www.allata.com, and there's a Contact Us page, and we've got offices across the country, and be glad to talk with anyone who's looking for some help with technology within their organization.
That's Allata. Matt Rosen, the founder and CEO of that company, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your insight